Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol CRON. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to this time frame that does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price and then makes mapping out where levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. Did this analysis a couple days ago. I don't remember the exact day, to be honest. But regardless, that is where this green line is coming from, and that segues perfectly into the first update here that needs to be done. And that update is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. And you could throw this right into a textbook as far as how that example and how that kind of rule plays out, because the price today did indeed gap down below that $22 mark, which I've talked about before. And then you can see a whole bunch of times this morning and then early afternoon, price tried to get back up above there and then just couldn't quite do it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the price can never, ever get back up above 22. I'm just saying it makes sense why the price did struggle around that area. So that'll be, that remains that key battleground to fight through in the event the price does, continue on bouncing going into next week. If the price can get up above the $22 mark, then that's where you would want to turn your attention to the purple line up there, the 50 period simple moving average. However, one hurdle at a time. And like I said, that first hurdle there at 22. And then after that, you would want to focus on the 50 period moving average there. Now, I did mention if the price keeps on bouncing, because you got to give her credit, credit where credit's due, to think that at one point the price was all the way down there, but by the time the closing bell came around, the price was able to fight back to that area. Was that an epic bounce? I'm not going to call it an epic bounce, but still, the day could have looked a lot worse had the price not been able to fight back. So it does have some upwards momentum to it going into next week. And like I said, we'll see if the price can carry through with that. And the easiest way to see any quote-unquote carry through would be how does it react around these areas of resistance. Now, what about levels of support in the event, that this doesn't really have any sort of true momentum and the price starts to pull back? The key level that really stands out, especially after today now, is that area right down there around the 2110 mark. Why do I say it stands out that much more? Well, not only did it bounce from there today, but it's also had some history of support back around that area right there. So right around 2110, it's 10 cents difference. But that is definitely going to be, the key area of support. So in the event, like I said, this bounce does kind of run out of steam and rolls back over, it's looking like the price could very well be headed back down to 21. So it'll be interesting to see if the price can hold up again down there or not. So we'll see what happens with it next week. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.